Ever walked through a city and felt amazed by the buildings around you? Maybe you've stared at a tall skyscraper or a beautiful museum and wondered, who designed this? Or maybe you've walked down the streets that feel confusing or cramped and asked, why is the city planned this way? Cities don't just appear out of nowhere. They are carefully designed. Every street, park, and building has a pub. And behind all of this, there is usually one person or a team of people making it happen. Architects are the ones who shape our cities. They decide how buildings look, how streets flow, and how people move. Some architects just design a single building, but others, they change the way entire cities are built. Think about it. Cities are not just concrete and steel. They are living spaces. They are where we work, live, and play. The way a city is designed affects how we feel. Some cities make us feel inspired. Some cities make us feel calm. And some cities make us feel stressed without even realizing it. The truth is, architects hold a lot of power. One architect can influence millions of people's daily lives. Their ideas can shape skylines, streets, and neighborhoods for generations. In this video, we are going to explore the lives and works of 10 architects who changed the way we build cities. These are not just ordinary architects. These are people whose ideas and designs continue to influence cities all over the world. From towering skyscrapers to futuristic museums, from tiny clever homes to large city plans, their work has left a permanent mark. Some of these architects are famous. Others may surprise you. But all of them changed the rules of architecture and urban design in ways that affect all of us, even if we don't always notice it. Now, here's something exciting. If you watch until the end, you will discover one architect whose vision didn't just influence one building or one city. It reshaped how millions of people live across the globe. Their story is unique, and it will make you look at cities in a completely new way. By the time this video is over, you will start seeing buildings, streets, and parks with fresh eyes. You'll begin to notice the small details that make a city beautiful, functional, and inspiring. Before we meet these 10 architects, it's important to understand why architects matter so much. Why do some buildings feel magical while others feel dull? Why do some cities feel organized and easy to navigate, while others feel chaotic? The answer lies in the vision of the architect. Architects are not just designers, they are thinkers. They imagine spaces that do more than just look good. They function well, serve people's needs, and sometimes even change how we live. Every line they draw, every building they plan, every street they design has a purpose. Some architects follow rules. Others break them. But the best of them always find a way to create something meaningful, something that lasts. Think about walking through a city you love. Maybe it's New York, London, Toronto, or another city. You know, what makes it special? Is it the tall buildings that reach the sky? Is it the parks where people gather? Is it the way the streets curve and connect, making it easy to walk or drive? All of these things are part of the city's design. And behind them, there is almost always a visionary architect or urban planner who imagined the city in a new way. Without architects, cities would just be a random collection of buildings and roads. There would be no flow, no harmony, no sense of place. Another reason architects are so important is that cities are always changing. New buildings go up, old buildings come down, and neighborhoods evolve. An architect's vision can guide this growth in a way that makes cities better for everyone. Some architects focused on beauty, others focused on efficiency. Some focused on the environment, but the best ones managed to combine all of these things. They create spaces that are functional, beautiful, and sustainable. And when cities are designed well, people's lives improve.
They feel happier, safer, and more connected to the space around them.
Architects don't just work alone. Often, they collaborate with engineers, planners, and city officials. But the architect's vision is the spark that starts it all. They imagine what could be possible and then work to make it real. Some architects start with a small idea, like a unique building design. Others dream on a much larger scale, like designing a whole city from scratch. Either way, their influence can last for decades or even centuries. Buildings may crumble, but ideas last, and these ideas shape the way future architects design the cities we live in.
Now, you might be wondering, what makes an architect truly influential?
Why do some architects become legends while others remain unknown? It usually comes down to innovation. The most famous architects are those who dared to think differently. They challenged traditional methods. They experimented with new materials. They reimagined how people interact with buildings and spaces. Sometimes their ideas were controversial at first. People didn't understand them. But over time, their vision proved powerful. Cities began to adopt their designs, and soon their influence spread worldwide. Throughout history, some architects changed not just a building, but the way cities are built. Their designs influenced traffic flow, public spaces, housing, and even culture. For example, a single innovative building can inspire other architects to think in new ways. A well-planned park can change the way people socialize. And a well-designed street can make our city safer and more enjoyable to live in. Architects have the power to make cities more than just places to live. They can make them places to love. In this video, we will travel across time and space. We will explore cities in the United States, Europe, and beyond. We will meet architects from different eras and styles. Some worked hundreds of years ago. Some are designed as cities of tomorrow. Each one has a story to tell, and each one has left a mark that will last for generations. From bold skyscrapers to elegant museums, from futuristic designs to timeless classics, these 10 architects shape the way cities look and feel. By the end of this video, you will not only learn who these architects are, but you will also understand how their ideas changed the world. You will see why architecture is not just about building. It's about life, culture, and community. You will see why a single person's vision can influence millions of people in cities around the globe. So, get ready. We are about to uncover the minds of 10 extraordinary architects. You will hear stories of creativity, innovation, and courage. You will see how they broke the rules and set new standards. And you will understand why cities are more than just buildings. They are living, breathing works of art shaped by human imagination. Are you ready to explore the cities we live in through the eyes of these incredible architects? Let's begin this journey and discover how 10 visionaries changed the way we build, live, and experience our cities. Have you ever wondered why some cities feel alive and full of energy, while others feel dull and crowded? The answer often lies in the work of architects. Architects don't just own buildings. They shape the way people live, move, and interact in cities. Every street, park, and building is planned to make life easier, safer, and more enjoyable. When architects do their job well, cities become more than a collection of structures. They become places where people feel connected, inspired, and comfortable. Think about a park in the middle of a busy seat. If it's too small or poorly designed, it might feel cramped or unused. But if an architect carefully plans its shape, its paths, and the placement of trees, benches, and fountains, it becomes a space where people gather, relax, and enjoy life. That is the power of architecture. It can change the way we feel, even in small ways. A well-designed city can make people happier, reduce stress, and encourage social interaction. Architects are also problem solvers. Cities face many challenges. Traffic congestion. Architects find solutions to these problems by designing buildings and spaces that are functional and efficient. For example, a single building may combine homes, offices, shops, and public spaces in one place.
This design reduces the need to travel long distances and can make a neighborhood more lively and connected.
Architects think about how people use spaces every day and try to make life better for everyone. Another reason architects matter is that they influence the identity of a city. Think about New York City. What makes it unique? The tall skyscrapers, the Statue of Liberty, and Times Square come to mind. These are not just landmarks, they are symbols of the city. Architects create these landmarks. They give a city character. When people visit or live in these
Cities become known for their architecture, and architects play a major role in shaping that reputation.
Architecture also has a long-lasting impact. A city built today may be around for hundreds of years.
The choices architects make now will affect generations to come.
Buildings, streets, and parks are not just temporary structures, they become part of the city's history. Some architects become famous because their work stands the test of time. Their designs continue to inspire new architects, city planners, and even ordinary citizens. In this way, architects leave a legacy that lasts far beyond their lifetime. Sustainability is another reason architects are so important today. Modern cities face environmental challenges. Architects play a key role in designing buildings and spaces that use less energy, reduce waste, and protect the environment. Green buildings, solar panels, energy-efficient design, and eco-friendly materials are all ways architects help make cities sustainable. When donate well, sustainable architecture doesn't just healthy.
Environment it also improves the quality of life for people who live and work in the city.
Some architects are known for their creativity and vision. They don't just follow rules, they imagine spaces in new ways and push the limits of design. These architects create buildings and cities that stand out. They inspire people to think differently about the places they live, their work, and even influence culture, art, and society. For example, a unique museum or a modern skyscraper can become a symbol of progress and innovation for an entire city. Let's also not forget the social impact of architecture. Architects can design spaces that encourage community, connection, and equality. Public spaces like parks, libraries, and squares are designed to be welcoming for everyone. Thoughtful architecture considers it can bring people together and create a sense of belonging. In this way, architects shape not just buildings, but human experiences. Now imagine a city with no planning, no vision, and no skilled architects. Streets would be confusing. Buildings might block sunlight or airflow. Parks and public spaces could be missing or poorly placed.
Life in such a city would feel chaotic, stressful, and unsafe. Architects prevent this chaos.
They bring order, beauty, and functionality. They imagine solutions that improve the lives of millions of people. One important idea to understand is that architects influence both big and small spaces. Some work on entire city plans, designing neighborhoods, streets, and public spaces. Others focused on individual buildings that become landmarks. Both roles are important. A city needs both the detailed design of individual structures and the big picture planning of neighborhoods and streets. Together, these elements create a city that works well for people. Architecture also reflects culture. Buildings are not just practical. They tell stories. They show what a society values, what it celebrates, and how people live. For example, some cities are known for historic buildings with traditional designs. Others are famous for modern, innovative skyscrapers. Architects decide how to blend history with modern needs.
They preserve cultural heritage while also creating spaces that serve the present and future.
In today's world, architects also deal with technology. New tools allow architects to design more complex, efficient, and beautiful structures. 3D modeling, computer simulations, and advanced materials give architects freedom to explore ideas that were impossible decades ago. Technology allows architects to test how buildings will handle weather, earthquakes, or crowds. This ensures that cities are safer and more resilient. The impact of architects is also visible in how cities grow. As populations increased, architects design solutions for housing, transportation, and public spaces. They make dense cities livable by thinking creatively about space and resources. Smart city designs, mixed-use buildings, and pedestrian-friendly streets are just a few ways that architects improve urban life. Cities that grow without architectural planning often struggle with traffic, pollution, and overcrowding. Architects help cities evolve in a sustainable and organized way. Finally, architects inspire us. Even if we are not architects ourselves, we can learn from the way they see the world. They show us that creativity, vision, and careful planning can change lives. A well-designed city can motivate people, spark curiosity, and make everyday life feel extraordinary. Architects remind us that the spaces around us matter. They influenced how we feel, how we be, and how we connect with others. So, the next time you walk through a city, look closely at the buildings, streets, and parks. Think about the people who imagined them. Some of these architects were ordinary humans with extraordinary ideas. They changed how we live, move, and think in cities. We taught them our urban world would be very different, less inspiring, less organized, and less beautiful. In the next sections, we will meet 10 architects who truly changed the way we build cities. Each one has a story of creativity, vision, and innovation. Some built famous skyscrapers. Others designed entire neighborhoods. Some pushed boundaries with new ideas, while others made cities more sustainable and livable. Together they showed the power of architecture to shape not just buildings, but human life itself. Get ready to explore the world through their eyes. By the end, you'll see cities differently. You'll understand why architecture matters, and why these 10 architects are remembered for changing the urban world forever. When we talk about architects who changed the way we build cities, one name always comes first. Frank Lloyd, right? Many people call him the greatest American architect of all time. His work is famous not just for being beautiful, but for changing the way people think about buildings, homes, and cities. Wright's belief that architecture should work with nature, not against it.
He called this idea organic architecture. It means buildings should fit into their surroundings and feel like a natural part of the landscape.
One of Wright's most famous creations is Falling Water, a house built over a waterfall in Pennsylvania. Imagine a home where you can hear the water rushing below, where terraces and rooms extend over the rocks, and where the building seems to grow out of the earth itself. Falling Water is not just a house. It's a piece of art. It shows how architecture can connect people with nature. Wright's idea was revolutionary at the time. Most buildings were made to dominate nature. Wright wanted buildings to live with nature. This changed the way architects thought about designing homes, parks, and even entire communities.
Another famous work is the Guggenheim Museum in New York City.
Unlike traditional museums with square rooms and straight walls, the Guggenheim spirals upward in a smooth, circular shape. People move through the building on a continuous ramp, experiencing art in a completely new way. The museum was controversial at first. Many people didn't understand its unusual design, but over time it became an icon of modern architecture. Wright's creativity showed that buildings could be more than functional. They could inspire and delight the people who use them.
Wright also had big ideas about cities.
He believed that cities should be organized, spacious, and harmonious with nature. In the 1930s, he proposed the Broadica City Plan. This was not just a design for one. Building it was a vision for an entire city. In Broadica City, every family would have its own home with land, trees, and open space. Cars would move easily along wide streets, and communities would be so. It was a radical idea. At the time, most cities were crowded, noisy, and polluted. Wright imagined a city where people could live closer to nature, even in urban areas. Even though Broadica City was never fully built, Wright's ideas influenced city planning around the world. His emphasis on open spaces, integration with nature, and thoughtful design inspired other architects and urban planners. Wright believed that the way people live should guide how cities are built. He didn't just want cities to be efficient. He wanted them to be beautiful and healthy places to live. One of the things that made Wright special was his focus on detail.
He didn't just design buildings.
He designed furniture, light fixtures, windows, and doors. Everything in his buildings was carefully thought out to match the overall vision. This attention to detail made his work feel complete and harmonious. People walking through a Wright building often feel a sense of calm and connection. The design seems natural and balanced, almost as if it was always meant to be there. Wright's influence went beyond individual buildings and homes. His work shaped modern urban architecture. Before Wright, many cities were filled with rigid, boxy buildings. He introduced the idea that buildings could flow, curve, and connect with their... He showed that architecture could be functional, artistic, and environmentally friendly at the same time. Architects today still study his work to understand how to balance beauty, function, and nature. Another important aspect of Wright's work was his approach to community and public spaces. He believed that architecture should improve people's lives. In his designs, people could interact with each other, enjoy nature, and feel a sense of belonging. He designed schools